everybody, Reglus with Keller Real Estate. So, you found the property that you want to purchase and you love it, but you find out that there are multiple offers on the property. What do you do? Well, in today's video, I'm gonna give you 7 more tips to show you how to win and get that house that you and your family are desiring. Hey everybody, again, I'm Reglus with Keller Real Estate, your realtor of choice for inspiration, education, and results that matter to you. So, you found that property. Let's get right into the material. You found that property. Before I do that, please remember to like and subscribe and turn on instant notifications so you can get all the fresh new content coming out. So, tip number 1 to get that offer, accepted, use an escalation clause or addendum, a price escalation addendum. What is that? This addendum is a powerful document that helps give you the edge, or at least helps put you on a level playing field. The reason I say that, it depends on whether other agents are using this in your market and in this deal or not. If they're using it, if a lot of people are using it, it will put you on a level playing field. If no one's using it, it will give you the edge. Either way, this is a great document. So what is it? What does it do? Let's say you get an offer, you're putting in an offer for $190. There's another offer in already for $200,000. And what your escalation clause can say is something like, if there's an offer that is higher than my offer, I will go up over that offer by $1,000 or whatever amount you say. But you can put a cap on it up to a certain amount. So let's say $230. You're willing to go up as high as $230. So any other offer that comes in that's higher than yours, your offer will beat it by $1,000 up to $230 or whatever amount you put in. That's a great way to get in there and get your offer up on top. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2. This depends on whether your buyer's agent is good at presenting, but if they are, have your buyer's agent present the offer for you in person to the listing agent. To the seller. The listing agent will be present, but to the seller. Now, here's what's important with that. With all that's going on with the pandemic and everything in the year that we're doing this, in person may not be possible, but it could be possible to do a Zoom conference or something like that, or even a conference call. Now, check with your buyer's agent to find out if this is common in the market or if it is allowed in the market that you're in. But if it is a great way, again, if your agent is good at presenting, it is a great way to get your offer sold to the seller. And look, you're just trying to differentiate yourself. So this is a great way to differentiate yourself from the other offers that are in there. So that's tip number 2, have your agent do a presentation for you of your offer. Tip number 3, and this is a good tip, have your lender call the listing agent. Why do you want your lender to call the listing agent? Simple, you want your lender to sell the listing agent on how well qualified you are for the property, and also the process that they have gone through to make sure that you're qualified. Remember in the other video, we said that it was important to get a real pre-approval? Well, now here's where that comes to play. So tip number 3 is have your agent, your lender, go ahead and call the listing agent. Tip number 4 is to use conventional financing when you can. Conventional financing is generally looked upon as a better option by most listing agents than some of the other types of financing, because it doesn't have as many hurdles to it as some of the other financing options can have. Now, if you can't do it, don't worry about it, but if you can, use conventional financing. Of course, cash is king. If you have cash, that's even better. So that's tip number 4. Tip number 5, minimize contingencies. I put this towards the end because I like this the least. This is my least favorite way to do it, especially with the home inspection contingency. But some people suggest that you waive it. If you want to, you can, if you feel confident. I don't suggest that you waive that. I never let my clients waive it. But you can waive it and still do the inspections. But what happens if something big comes up? Then you may lose your good faith money, or you may have to just back out of the deal. or take the whatever the issue is and fix it yourself. So you have to make a decision on that. But some of the other contingencies you can minimize. or get rid of, like a home sale contingency. Maybe you want to get rid of that, especially in a multiple offer situation. The other thing that you can do with the inspection contingency is, instead of waiving it, let the listing agent know that if there's small items up to a certain amount, that your buyer is willing to take care of those. You're just looking for the major issues. Many times that will make the seller feel more confident about taking your offer, especially if the other things on it are really good. Tip number 5, that was 5. Tip number 6, have a flexibility in the appraisal, especially if you use the escalation clause and you went up very high. Well, if you're able actually to back that up by saying, if the appraisal comes in below the actual price that you have put the offer in at, then you'll be willing to make up the difference, or you'll be willing to negotiate and take care of part of the difference. That will help make your seller feel a little more confident about taking your offer, especially if it's high, if it seems like it might be above where it will appraise. So that's another tip for you. That's tip number 6, or tip number 5. Tip number 6 is, now this is definitely an unorthodox way of doing this, but you can do this, and that is to have your seller's agent, your agent, the buyer's agent, get the information of the seller, and then go ahead and send and prepare a video to send to the seller of you augmenting that letter that you sent, right? So you put a face to it. Now this can work to your advantage or disadvantage, so you have to be careful with this, and you have to check with your your buyer's agent, to see if this is something that will be helpful. But I have found that it can be helpful if you present your face and explain to the seller why you're interested in their property. All right, so those are my tips, my 7 tips for getting that, 7 more tips for getting that house that you're looking for. So in total, I've given you 14 tips for getting the home that you desire when you're in a multiple offer situation. This is Reglus with Keller Williams Real Estate. Remember, no matter where you are in the country, I can help you, because I have a network of great agents that are at the ready to help you either buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate. Reglus with Keller Williams Real Estate. Make it a great day.